Hey, colleagues, just so you guys know, I was asked to create a video for you guys about my feedback form and how that process works in terms of how teachers get that feedback. So I use the same base form that you guys use that Tracy shared with us. So it looks a whole lot like this. That's this one. I already have one kind of mocked up. I made a couple changes to it. This is not actually really Eric's. I added this comments piece. The way that I was trained, it's just commenting on each one is just easier for me personally. All right. But what my teachers see after I do the feedback and send it to them is they see it in a Google Doc that looks like this. So this is an example of a fake one I did for Dawn Harrington because she's not teaching phys ed. I think she would probably freak out if she was teaching phys ed, but this is the format that it shows up to them. Domain 1, each one of the power standards for domain 1 with the components that we're doing for the look fors, and then also my written feedback. Again, this is just a mock-up just to make sure that it worked for me when I was doing this. Then domain 2, domain 3, and then my overall comments, and it sends it to them in a PDF file that looks like that. It is generated from the Google form to a Google Sheet to a Google Doc. Sounds like a lot of work, and it is a little bit of work up front, but it gets significantly easier, and your teachers are able to read their feedback significantly easier. So I'm willing to share everything I have with you in terms of the docs. The Google Doc, you'll notice like for the date, it says date, semicolon or colon, and then 2 caret date, colon, 2 carets. That's important in terms of programming. It's programming language. You don't have to worry about it. I don't really know what it means. I just know that it works. So it's there for you. You select each one of those. It matches up with this form here. Okay. And then within the forms, when you click responses, and then you click here onto your sheets for responses. This is what gets filled out, right? And some of you have probably sorted through this when you're doing end of year evals and that kind of stuff. It's kind of a pain. But what you're going to have to do is in order to get it to look like that end product, you have to add an add-on called Autocrat. Autocrat runs in the background. It's easy to complete. So right here where it says add-ons, you will click that, and you will click, for you, if you don't have it already, you're going to click Get Add-ons. You have to be patient with it. Mine's right here just because I just ran the search a little bit ago because the first take of the video didn't turn out very well. So you type in Autocrat, search it, it'll pop up right there, and you would click Install, and it'll automatically install for you. Once that's done, you're going to come back to Add-ons. Autocrat will show up. You're going to open. And on here, I've already done this. So you'll see it'll have a job that's ready to go. I'm going to walk you through the steps on how to complete and start a new job. So you won't have this bar right here. What you'll have to click is you'll click down here on New Job. With the new job, you'll create one. So feedback for remote teaching. Number 2, that's because I already have number 1. You'll then click Next. That Google Doc that I showed you a minute ago, that becomes key because that's the doc that's going to feed this. So you're going to hit From Drive because you'll already have created that based on your columns. If you need help creating that doc, feel free to call me. We can zoom it up and I'll show you how to do it. Or you can just use my form and my doc, and then you'll just have to rebrand it. I do the branding stuff of it, so it shows the STEAM Academy stuff constantly. So that document is called Feedback Remote. So if I type something that's somewhere right along that line, you wait for it to do the search on your Google Drive. Maybe cancel it. It's not doing it. From Drive. There we go. Remote. Right here, I know that's the one that I want. Select it. no template selector, and then it's going to fetch the tags. So the tags, what the tags are doing, it's if I go back to this document, each one of these things with the double carets, that's a tag. So it's collecting those tags and it's creating it in this format. So we'll see that in a second. So that's the one I want to have. I hit next, and you see that tag. This is the tag, and then these relate to a column in your sheet. So right there is date. So what you want to do is you want to make sure date, what grade level is being observed, what grade level being observed. You want to make sure that these match up. 1B, 1B, 1B comments, 1B comments. And you're going to go through and make sure each one of these matches up. 2C routines. So I need 2C routines. Managing routines. Those are all filled in. 3C engaging. I don't know the rhyme or reason why these things don't match up, but they don't. Overall comments. Scroll down to the bottom. Teacher emails there will show you what the purpose of that is. So now each one of those is filled. Hit next. This is where, again, it's all programming stuff. It's pulling those tags. The naming convention that I use is the teacher's name followed by the date of the observation. So you click this blue bar, click teacher, and then Control V and put the teacher name there. Then I want the date of the observation. Date, click it. Click here again, Control V. So now when it goes into a file, it is going to say Joe Kramer 12/17/2020. I want that to go in as a PDF file. I don't know what any of this stuff is, never used it before. I just leave it in multiple modes, hit next. I've created a folder in my Google Drive that is dedicated to remote teaching for 2020-21. You'd have to create one. It's already there for me. I'm not going to show you how to do that. You all know how to create a file. I'm going to hit next. Add dynamic. No idea what it is. Never used it. The guy that I watched the video on, he didn't do it. So guess what? We're not doing it. Merge. We're not worried about that. Share the document. You do want to share the document because you want it to automatically email to the teacher once you're done. So you are going to share the document. You want to share it as a PDF. I want it to come from my email. So here, the reason that you have the email in the bottom of the form, what ends up happening is you scroll all the way down here, teacher's email, click it, click here, Control V it in there, and now that teacher's email is automatically feed into this. For the subject area, what I do is I say feedback from over here, grab that date again. Date for here, teacher name. Put a space in there, Control V it again. Now let's say in the subject line, they'll say feedback from 12/17/2020 for Joseph Kramer, whoever it is in there. And then you can create the body in here. Thank you. You add the teacher name in again for allowing me to visit your class, virtual class. Linked here is your feedback. Let me know if you have questions or comments. So, all right. I also have it in there where, because when Andrea was here as the dean, she was observing that last piece. It could come from either one of us. I had our names on there, and it'll put it automatically feeded in there. You don't have to worry about that at the secondary level. You can CC yourself here, so that you automatically will also get it. Or if you wanted somebody else, or somebody you're working with tracing, you can do that. And then I hit next there, add or remove triggers. You want to run it on a trigger. I run it every 2 hours is what I normally put into it. It gives me a 2-hour window to go back and make a change if I felt like I needed to. Hit save. And that what it's doing now is it's merging those documents to work together. I have two here. I don't want it to be confusing, so I'm going to delete the one we just made. Okay. So it's deleting that job right now. That doesn't, you don't have to worry about that. You wouldn't have to do that. So I'm going to X out of there. I have this feedback form for Eric here, which is a fake one. Just completely did it. I just put all that stuff through there. Down here at the bottom, where it has the teacher's email, I put my own email here, but you could put your teacher's email in there. So, like, for example, this is Eric Archer's. I hit submit, it will send to him. So I'm going to just to fake it, I'm going to put it like this. All right. Now when I hit submit, it's running that form for me right now. You can edit here for up to 2 hours. And if I want to force run it, instead of having it run every 2 hours, what I can do is I can come to add-ons, Autocrat, open. It'll think for a second. Get a drink of water. If you're at home, nice bourbon. Looking at you, Johnson. And I can hit play. When I hit play, it's going to run job from feedback from remote teaching. It's merging sequence. It's cleaning up. I had already submitted that one, so prior to the video, so it doesn't see it as a new job. It would run that job. And what it then does in my Google Drive, in my remote feedback folder, it will automatically load into here. I did it as Don Harrington earlier, not Eric. I thought I might be able to change it. So it'll automatically feed into here. And you see the other ones that I've done have automatically fed into there. What it does for the teacher themselves is it will send them an email. And what that email looks like, it'll be a little bit different. The verbiage is different than what I put on there because it's not always the same each time I do it. But what the verbiage will say, I'm waiting for my email to load. Basically, it'll be an email. It'll say, hey, you were observed by Mr. Kramer today. And then it'll provide a PDF of the document that's right here. So it's real quick. It's real easy. Let's see. I'll pull this down so you can see it. So this right here says for me, because it generates for me. This is the example of what I did earlier. So it says 12/17/2020 feedback for Don Harrington. The purpose of this feedback, blah, blah, and then this, she clicks that and it'll automatically open up into the document that is PDF format for her. So you can have it set where it sends you a BCC of it. You can have it automatically feed into your folder. This is just the way I do it. Like I said, I will share my Google form. I'll share the Google Doc that has all the carrots and everything in it to make it as easy as possible. I'll Zoom with you. Whatever you need me to do, I'm here for you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.